So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. Oh my goodness, we have the greatest guest speaker, guest expert. That was like tongue-in-cheek there, speaker. I gave away her brilliance. She is a speaker coach. Rebecca Massoud is going to be joining us very, very soon. But first, a quick introduction. The Mind, Body, Business Show. What is that all about? It is about what I call the 3 pillars of success. During my course of many, many years on this planet, 56 to be almost exact, I started studying just successful people about the last decade, a little bit more than that. And I was trying to find out what is it that makes these individuals more successful than someone like me. I mean, do they put their pants on both feet at the same time or just one at a time? Are they human? What is this secret sauce they have that makes them so incredibly successful? So during that time, as I'm, studying mentors of mine that I work with directly, or they could be authors of books, some whom I've met, some who might not even be around and have been long since passed, many different sources of information. And what I learned through that whole time of over a decade is that 3 things kept bubbling up, and these were these 3 patterns to success. And you might guess what those are. Yes, it's the very title of this show. So mind being mindset. To a person, each and every one had a very positive and, more importantly, flexible mindset. And body, they literally took care of themselves. They took care of themselves by exercising. That's on the outside and the inside. But they also took care of themselves nutritionally all the way on the inside, and took care of what they ate and drank, and were very careful about that. And then business is so multifaceted, but these people had mastered all of the skill sets necessary to build a thriving business and to grow it continually. And these skill sets include things like marketing, sales, team building, systematizing, leadership. I could go on all night. There's a lot of them. The good news is, one human being probably can't to master something that takes a good deal of time. One human being probably couldn't master every single skill set that's required to truly crush it in business in one's own lifetime. The good news is if you just master one, just one, maybe a couple, but one in particular, then you potentially don't need to master all the rest. And that one I mentioned just a moment ago, and we might share it later tonight. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I'll tell you what it is right now. It is the skill set of leadership. The moment you have mastered that skill set, you can then delegate. You can delegate those tasks to the people who have mastered those skill sets, to those people on your team to take care of it. Then you can really scale and grow. So the Mind Body Business Show is basically a show for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to give you the best of the best. Rebecca is going to come on and give you some incredible value. Be ready. Take notes, because the value, I know this because I've been doing this show nearly 3 years, and every single guest expert drops nugget after nugget of wisdom, knowledge bombs, you name it. Lots of bombs will be flying tonight. Trust me. And so another great thing that I noticed with very successful people was, to a person, they were also very voracious readers of books. And I'm not just talking any books. These are books that have profound effect on one's life. And with that, I'm going to segue really quickly. Then we'll bring Rebecca on. I'm going to segue into a little section I affectionately call
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yes, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. Now, this is advice for you that I'm about to give you. It's very valuable advice I was given back in the day when we still got to speak from stage. Remember those days? Here's the thing. The magic happens in the room. And with that, I will implore of you, especially when Rebecca comes on, is to take out paper and a pen, or maybe a notepad or whatever you use on your computer, and hold it there separately and take notes. Instead of clicking away, typing in, web addresses like this one, reachyourpeaklibrary.com, write it down now, visit it later. That way you can give your full attention for yourself. Give your full attention to Rebecca, because she is going to give you nuggets that can potentially change your life. It's happened every show. And if you were to be off, and distracted, typing in a URL and she says that one nugget and you were to miss it, I would just not like for that to happen. I want you to get everything you can from this. And by writing down the information, you will get everything. You'll get everything, including all of these amazing resources. All right, enough of my soapbox there. reachyourpeaklibrary.com is a website I had built specifically with you in mind. I did not do this for myself. The reason is I did not start reading myself voraciously until about the age of 47. I'm 56 now, and it was an eye-opener. My gosh, I was like, my God, this stuff does change lives. It changed my life. And so I started compiling a list of only the books that I read that had a powerful, positive impact on my life, whether it be business or personal or even both. And so I put this site together so that you could at least have a much smaller target to hit. Actually, it'd be a bigger target, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's easier to hit a bigger target. It's so you would have a go-to place where your odds of finding the book that will have a positive effect on your life are greatly increased, because it's a filtered list. Not every book I've read is in here. And it didn't go on here unless it had a very positive, profound effect on me and my business, or both. And so that is there for you. So reachyourpeaklibrary.com. And by the way, when you click these buttons that say buy here, it takes you right to Amazon. So believe me, this is not what you would call a money-making website. I'll make a few pennies, I think. I don't know if I make over $1. I have no idea. I don't even go look at that. I just, by habit, always put affiliate links on anything. It's my discipline, part of my discipline for my business model. But it's not here. The point is, this is not here to make money from you. It is a resource to help you. You'll pay no more than you would if you went straight to Amazon anyway. All right, enough of that. It is time. You know what time it is? It is time to bring on our very special guest expert. Here we go. Get ready.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Rebecca Massoud. Woo, yes.
Thank you, Brian. So good to be here.
Oh, so excited. Rebecca and I literally just met about 40 minutes ago. And just like everyone I've had on the show, to me, I felt an instant connection, an instant friendship, an instant kinship, because entrepreneurs have this incredible golden mindset and aura about them, especially the successful ones. They have this incredible just light around them, and they're always looking for solving problems and serving people and helping them. And that's what I love about Rebecca and everyone like her. And so that's what I love about what I get to do. This show, I meet some amazing people. Rebecca doesn't know it, but she's now a lifelong friend of mine, because you can't pick your family and you're now family. Sorry, Rebecca, you just can't do that. But before we jump in, quick housekeeping. For those of you that stay on to the very end of this show live, you got to be watching live, you can qualify to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star, wide finger, 5-star resort, many to choose from. And this is all compliments of our friends and sponsors who made this possible. And Rebecca's left shoulder on the right, if you're watching this live, thebiginsidersecrets.com. That's Jason Nast, my good friend. They make this available for you. So stay on to the end and you'll learn how you can win a fight. And these are legit. This is not where they take you into a basement once you get there and, browbeat you with a 4-hour timeshare presentation. That's not at all. In fact, I know this because Jason himself has utilized this very thing he offers 3 times. 3 times. And not once did he get a timeshare pitch. Not once. All right, a little bit more, and then we're going to get moving. So if you're struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming and you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show and connect with great people like Rebecca and grow your business all at the same time, then do yourself a favor and head on over to carpetbombmarketing.com. I can say it really. Carpet Bomb Marketing. Saturate the marketplace with your message. And one of the key components that is contained in the Carpet Bomb Marketing courses, and this is one you'll learn how to absolutely master, is the very service we use to stream our live shows right here, right now on the Mind Body Business Show. Now, over the course of, I would say over 9 years now, I and my team, we've tried many of these quote unquote TV studio solutions for live streaming like we're doing now. And I'll tell you right now, StreamYard is the best of the best. It combines supreme ease of use along with unmatched functionality. So you can start streaming high quality, professional looking live shows for free. Did you hear that? With StreamYard right now. So don't visit this website. Write this down and visit it after the show. I'll even put a link in the comments for you to make it easy. The website is ryp.im/stream live. Altogether, ryp.im/streaming live. All right, that's enough of that. We're going to bring on the lovely, the magnificent Rebecca Massoud. And here she is. And now I'm going to stop talking really soon, Rebecca. I promise. And everyone out there, I promise you. But first, I must give her the respect she deserves and give her a proper introduction. May I do that, Rebecca? Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Awesome. Because it's a good one. Rebecca Massoud is a soulful speaker coach, marketing mentor, and passionate yogi. Women entrepreneurs hire Rebecca when they are tired of hiding out and long to be fully expressed with their gifts and message. I wonder if that could be you listening right now. Rebecca's clients courageously step into the spotlight with a soulful signature talk, attract their ideal clients with ease, and double or triple their revenue. I'm not kidding. I have to stop for just a second. I am getting goosebumps. This is powerful. If I could peel my jacket back, I would show you. I'm not kidding. As her ladies, unapologetically say yes to being seen, heard, and highly visible. Oh my goodness. Who would not want this young lady taking you by the hand? Speaking is frightening to so many people, men and women alike. And just reading that bio, that was powerful, Rebecca. So I can tell right now that you have what so many people want and need. And so thank you for that incredible bio. She wrote it. I didn't. That was hers. She's amazing already. How are you doing tonight, Rebecca? It's time to
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm having a great time already. So
it hasn't even begun. The good times are just beginning. What I love to do is, so the bio is fantastic. It is. It truly is. And I love to hear how people go about their business, the experience they've got or had. You've got many years under your belt of great experience. You know what you're doing. But what I like to do is dig a little deeper. I like to dig a little deeper because I found through studying all those people, as I talked in the beginning, that it really all starts here. This big noggin. Mine's big. Yours isn't big, but in this noggin. And what I like to find out, Rebecca, from you personally, your story, like when you get up every single morning and you know what's ahead of you. Being an entrepreneur, just for those of you that may not know, isn't like a cakewalk every day. You do have challenges every single day. And knowing that those are facing you, what is it going through that beautiful brain of yours, Rebecca, when you wake up and start your day and go power through the entire day that keeps you going forward in a positive manner? Day in and day out?
That's a great question. Well, I would say I start my mornings. It's how I set up my day. I mean, really, it starts the very first thing. So I do love coffee, and I also love my warm lemon water. So I start with a tall glass of warm lemon water, It's very cleansing for the body. And then I'm an early bird, so I have a special love affair with mornings. So morning is my happy place. And so so I love to get up an hour plus before my family and have that time just for myself, where I journal. I express my gratitude. I write what I'm thankful for. I might meditate. So it's really, and I think about what I have going on that day, and I might ask for guidance, like I'm seeing clients, or if I have a speaking engagement, or if I'm sending an email out to my list. I really connect in and say, what is the message I'm here to share with my audience today?
Fantastic. So I talked about being excited earlier. There's someone called Pamela J, who is also excited. She says, so excited. Rebecca's work is life-changing. I have a feeling you two may know each other. I'm just throwing it out there to my big wild guess. That's fantastic. Thank you, Pamela, for coming on. Yes, and I love comments, love questions, shout outs, whatever. Love engagement. That's what makes life so much fun and joyful, and just love sharing amazing people like Rebecca with everyone, and as many as we can, because really that's our job as entrepreneurs, isn't it, Rebecca? Is to, it's not just our duty to make a lot of money. It's our responsibility. And I say that because when you make a lot of money and you're like Rebecca, you're going to do nothing more than scale your business larger and serve more people and help more people. And so that's why I say it's so important. And do you agree with that, Rebecca?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like we're here to serve. And for me, it's about expanding as much as possible and reaching as many people as I can.
And not to like keep going back to the ad spot earlier, but that's what carpet bomb marketing is all about, is saturating the marketplace. And that means greater exposure. You hit every avenue you possibly can. So, and that's what I implore of everyone to do. That's an entrepreneur that's trying to get their business up and running. There are so many avenues and platforms that don't even cost money that you can take advantage of. But we won't go down that rabbit hole yet, unless Rebecca has some tips on doing that. Otherwise, we'll keep moving forward. Would you say that you yourself, Rebecca, are also an avid reader? Because I was opening up with the importance of reading. Oh, great. Cool.
Oh my goodness. When I love this question, and I loved your whole intro about all the books and everything. I was like scrolling through the list, looking at all the books. But absolutely, books have just been a huge love of mine since I was a kid. And I usually have 3, 4, 5 books going on at one time. So I definitely, and then I have my favorites that I go back to. I reread books multiple times, particular ones that really have changed my life, and they continue to inspire me.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You can only pick one of your favorites.
Ooh.
I know you have many, and you won't be discounting the others. But if you were to pick out one as of today, like what's the first one that just bam pops into your mind? That's the one. Which book would it be?
Goodness. Well, okay, I'm going to say The Science of Getting Rich.
Ooh.
So many people, know about Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and not many people know about The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. I think it was written in 1915. It is a little gem. It was a book I would carry in my purse back in the day when we could go out and about, and we were, I was moving around all over, and now I'm mostly at home, but I used to carry it around in my purse. It is so good. And it was so impactful. It really changed my life and changed my abundance, ability to receive greater abundance in my life.
How did you spell his last name?
Wattles. It's an interesting name. Wattles. Wallace Wattles.
Fantastic. And so here's something I just want to kind of interject for the viewing and listening audience right now is when you have someone of Rebecca's caliber, and that means, every past guest that I've had on my show are similar in ways. When they come up with a book that they say is their favorite, that has great impact, the first thing I do is, number one, I write it down. See, I practice what I preach. I'm not kidding you. I got notes already started. I write it down. And then when this show's over, I'm going to go on Audible and purchase that book. I'm not going to wait. And then it's in my library. I've never heard of that book. And so I have, my gosh, I'm reading one now. I can't remember. I've got so many in my library. I forgot which one I'm on right now. But they're just amazing. I love Audible because you can speed it up 1.5 times if you power through it fast and get it all. But you know what Rebecca did was just drop what I call a bomb of wisdom on this show. Yes, she did. Yes. And we didn't even rehearse that. We were in tandem there. That was awesome. Yeah, and literally, right. So I will repeat it for those of you that may have missed it. It is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, Wattles. And you said it's small. So how many pages roughly?
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. I have it right here. So it's a little book. Yeah.
Good.
I guess.
Quick read.
Yeah, it's 150 pages.
Oh yeah, that's very doable. And then I personally don't like 700 and 800 page, encyclopedia type books. I like to get it done in 200 pages or less. That's kind of my sweet spot. But that's great. I love also the 4 Agreements from a mindset standpoint by Don Miguel Ruiz. There we go.
Yes, love that book too.
Yeah, and actually, talk about a little one.
I was going to say that book had me become more attracted to my husband because he mentioned that book, and I went, ding! I like you. I want to know you more.
Well, this show just took a big turn here because now we can get into relationship advice and just share what books you read, and if there's a match, maybe you'll end up being a match, like a long-term match. I like it.
Yeah.
So just know that the 4 Agreements is a winner, guys. So, and it's not a big read. So if you haven't read it, go get it and you'll love it. Guaranteed. You'll love it.
You want to attract your mates.
We got it all. Oh my goodness. And so you are I love this. You are a coach you train women to speak from stage, and you give them everything they need to do it. The confidence, the willingness, the results, you help them to get results and actually earn money from doing it, which is realistically, that's what we all want, right? Yeah. Is to make some income so we can then scale it, increase it, the business I'm talking about, and then serve more people, bring in other people to do what you do, and coach. And so what is a typical client? What does a typical client of yours go through in the process? Do you have like an outline form you could share with us about when they first come to you? This is what happens in the next step, then the next step, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of my clients typically come to my one-day workshop, which is called Speak, Shine, Sell. And they actually begin the process of crafting their client attracting signature talk. So they just start to get out the ideas, they craft their story, what content they might include, their call to action. And then they typically go on to work with me privately, because once they get a draft of that talk put together, then there's a lot of fleshing out that we do, a lot of the mindset work we do behind the scenes before they actually get on stage. So that's, and then they can also join my membership program, which is the Soulful Speakers Club. And this is a gathering of powerful, potent women entrepreneurs where we come together in a sisterhood of support. And it's a platform for people to practice their speaking in a safe, supportive space. And we have a lot of fun, and just we gather the energy to get people out there into those bigger audiences.
And that's genius to have a place where people can go to practice that is private, and it's amongst others that are just trying to achieve the same thing. I've done similar things back when we were able to do this in person, and that was huge because it gave you additional confidence, because you knew the feedback was going to be just feedback that got you better. It wasn't going to be anybody saying, oh, you weren't funny, or you weren't this, or you weren't that. They're there to support, because they're going to be up soon after you, and they're going to get the same kind of support. It's phenomenal, and it works so well. And I'm excited because I know, and you know this, Rebecca, so many people that we've run into would be just incredible speakers. Everyone has a story in them. Everyone has experience. Everyone has something that will impact somebody that they're speaking to and change their life. Everybody does. And I love the fact that you're here as a tool to extract that brilliance from each and every individual. Quick question, and we talked about this before we came on. You do also cater to men as well?
Oh yeah, I have men come to my workshops, and I do work with them privately on their talks and helping them craft that message and get out there.
Excellent. So
for sure.
Guys, just know that the 4 agreements line, that ain't going to work on her. She's taken. All right. That's for someone else. Just had to throw that fun part in there.
Funny.
So that's phenomenal. I love this. And so one-on-one, to me, and I know this just having gone through a similar, I mean, I'm not sure if it's similar, but I went through a one-on-one type of process, and it is the most effective by far. You're getting the attention, you're getting specific, you're getting all the attention from one person who knows what they're doing that can help you to get yourself to the next stage. Because here's the thing, when you first go out on stage, tell me if I'm wrong, Rebecca, but the first time you ever go up to speak, I'm just going to flat out say it, you're going to suck, because I did.
Yeah.
Is that pretty true?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you just dare to suck. I mean, that's what I tell my go out there and dare to suck. Do it. Do it. Yeah.
I learned so many techniques, getting ready. Here's the thing. This one thing helped me so much, about the nerves before you go. There's actually 2 things. One is if you're really nervous before it's go time, it's time to get up on stage, or the camera's going to come on like a show like this, and you're nervous. Most often the reason for that is because you're in your own head thinking about yourself. Mm-hmm. If you take that and now you project and say, well, I wonder how I'm going to positively impact everyone listening, you'll just feel that anxiety dissipate because you're not making it about yourself. And I forgot what the other point was I was going to make there. It'll come back to me. There were 2 things very important that help. Oh, Johnny Carson. So it's a quick story. And I don't know if you've heard this one, Rebecca. And it's what's really frightening to me is not everybody even knows who that was, Johnny Carson. I was like, so many times I go, have you ever heard of Johnny Carson? No. Like, what? So just for those that may not have heard of him, I'm not trying to shame anybody here. He was Jay Leno's predecessor on The Tonight Show. And Jay Leno was, what's his name? The current one. I forgot his name.
Conan O'Brien?
No, he's dark-haired. Anyway, the current host of The Tonight Show. I should know it because I used to watch him all the time. No, but he comes on after. Anyway, so Johnny Carson wasn't the very first host, but he was probably one of the best and the most long tenured. And the cool thing is he went out every single night, 4 nights a week or so, I think is how often they filmed in Burbank, California. And he did this this was his job in front of millions of people who were watching on TV. Mm-hmm. And he confessed that every single time before that curtain would open and Ed McMahon would announce his name, he was nervous. He was anxious. And I thought, my gosh, if someone like Johnny Carson, if it's okay for him to be nervous, who am I? So it's okay and it's natural. It's a positive anxiety that you go through, if that's even possible to say positive anxiety. It is great nerves. It gets you amped. It gets you up. And just know that most often I was a little bit every single time. I don't know what to expect. Rebecca and I have never been on this show together before. There were unknowns, but just channel it and have fun and think about how you're going to impact the people that are watching and listening. What are your thoughts on that, Rebecca? You probably have a different approach, but I don't know.
Well, I think I love your thoughts, and I love the John. I heard that about Johnny Carson, so that's really cool. And yeah, because my clients, they say, well, how do I get rid of these nerves? And I say, you don't. It's actually your aliveness, and you want to feel those nerves even more, like go into and deeply feel whatever you're feeling. And because it's about being in your body, that's really when you're up speaking or speaking virtually like we're doing. It's about fully being home in your body, not being, there's a tendency as speakers, we want to pop out of into our head bubbles. And I work with my clients and it's like, no, come back down into your body. So taking a big deep breath is a way to bring the energy down, 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 really ground into your body and the earth, and then speak from that place. It's what makes us magnetic as speakers. And it creates connection with the audience.
Yeah. And taking a deep breath, that was another massive wisdom bomb right there. I'm just saying. Yeah, and that was another one. That was actually there were three, and that I had forgotten that one is, right before you go on stage, just take a really nice deep cleansing breath. And that's true anytime you're nervous. That will help dissipate any nerves that are coming up. Oh my goodness.
And power.
Prince.
Power poses.
Power?
Power poses. I'll tell you.
I want to learn about that. Prince Io says, "Hi, brother Brian. I love this guy. I've met him several times. He's what a wonderful soul. Great to see you again. I'm loving the show already. More blessings to you, Rebecca, and your team." That's the way he is in person. He's an amazing guy, and he helped me out. Jimmy Fallon.
Thank you.
Yes. That is correct. Winner. But you said something about a power pose. I want to learn more about that.
Well, this is Amy Cuddy. It's one of the most watched TED Talks out there, Amy Cuddy, and she talks about the power of presence. But this is something I learned from her, is that anytime we have something that we want to get out there and we're really nervous about and we want to like boost our confidence, put yourself, literally take 3 minutes before you go on stage or go into an interview where the stakes are high, put yourself in a power pose. And that's like, you can't see my arms, but like Wonder Woman posture, or you can just raise your arms up into a V and literally stand like that, breathing for 3 minutes. And it literally changes the chemistry in your body. It releases testosterone, which is building your confidence, and it lowers cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So when you put yourself in that posture and then you go out there, it literally has you step into it and be that confident speaker.
I love that. And maybe even don a cape and go up on stage with a cape.
Exactly. Or angel wings.
But there you go. Yeah. And I've actually seen people go up on stage wearing a cape. It's funny. That's why I brought it up. But I love that, because these are great tips, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that have not yet spoken from stage, I'll never forget my first time, what I call really, truly speaking from stage. I was invited up to talk for 3 minutes, because the speaker lost his way and he knew me. I worked with him. I helped him out. And I didn't consider that an actual speaking gig. But with my mentor, I got a 90-minute segment, and he would give them out a 90-minute segments to help you get your way through. And that was my first one. I remember I was so nervous. All I did was stand-up comedy the whole time. I mean, everything I taught on stage, I found a way to turn into a joke because I was just nervous. And I thought it was effective. And when I got done and I got the feedback, it was everything but. And that's why I say your first time, you're going to suck. And that's okay. Just know that and get over it. And here's the thing. Every single time you speak, there's going to be little elements where you're going to realize little pieces of it where you go, oh, I sucked at that moment. So what? Get over it. Do your best and move on. Because the bottom line is, what are the people getting? What are they receiving from your message, from your experience, and how are they being helped because of you? When you concentrate on that, then all that stuff doesn't matter. Be imperfect, right, Rebecca? Be authentic.
Absolutely. Yes. Perfection is a myth anyway. I say it's about not about perfection. It's about connection, because people really want to see the real you, and the real you makes mistakes. So
It's
why
not
would we
about
want to see
perfection.
this polished, perfect
Go ahead.
person,
Yeah.
which isn't real?
I mean, come on. It's not about, you say that again, perfection.
It's not about perfection. It's about connection.
Really? I'm thinking that there's a, yep, I think it's coming. It's about connection. Absolutely. Very, very true. And what has it been like? So, Rebecca, there was one point in time in your life when you were not a speaker, correct?
Yes, Brian.
And so when you became a speaker and you began honing your craft and improving it, what kind of changes did you experience in your business life and your life in general after that?
Once I started speaking?
Yeah, on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, I started pretty early on. So 9 years ago, I started my business and I started speaking pretty quickly. And I was one of those very sucky speakers, but I did it anyway. And I just kept doing it consistently. And so that's actually one of the keys, is showing up consistently.
Ooh.
Over and over and over, because then and I also realized every opportunity is an opportunity to practice. So whether I'm literally on a stage speaking in front of an audience, I'm still practicing. I'm a work in progress, always.
I am taking notes. Those were
Should I keep talking?
Major. Yeah, those were two major bombs of wisdom. I'm going to keep dropping them over and over on the show. I want to keep attention, but showing up consistently. Oh my gosh, that's a huge one. So a lot of people back in the day when we could speak on stage would go, where would I speak? Where am I going to speak? How am I going to get out there? There were several ways. You could get on stages if you knew somebody. That might be harder to do than doing it yourself and create your own stage. But now, today, where else but virtual could you do it consistently? I mean, this show is you hit so many wonderful things in just a little bit there, Rebecca, because you talked about every opportunity is an opportunity to practice. That's exactly the way I view this show. For me, I'm speaking every week, at least once a week on this show, and I'm getting better in different ways. I'm also noticing things. I'll go back and go, man, that was a dumb comment, Brian. But so what? It's being authentic and in the moment. And you get more comfortable. You get more apt to be flexible. Look, this is technology. I've had my mentor, Rebecca, came on the show. I was waiting for a long time to get him on. Oh, I could not wait. And he finally said, yeah, I'm ready. And there was a valid reason why it took so long. I won't get into that. He finally comes on. I'm talking to him. The show is just opening up. And then his video froze. And then it went, gone.
Oh, no.
Like, oh man, inside I'm going, oh, not now. This is the one I've been waiting for forever. And I knew him so well. I just started, because I've been doing this for a while, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but what Rebecca is saying is absolutely true. Consistency, everything she said, showing up consistently and practicing using the show. I knew so much about him. I just started talking about him. And what happened, I just said, he'll be back. I know he'll be back. If anyone is resourceful, it's him. His name's Mel Cutler. And he came back. And it turned out his laptop physically, literally crashed. And he ran into the other room and got his wife's, who was watching the show, and fired that up. So it took several minutes, but you get the hang of it. And no show or no speech or any engagement ever goes perfect, but people won't know any different. You just keep going with it. It's so fun. I could go on forever. Sorry, Rebecca. I'm just taking over too much.
Well, Brian, what I hear in that story is you really demonstrate the power of being present, fully present when you're speaking, and using the art of improv. So you completely improvised in that moment. Something unexpected happens. It always does something. And so you want to be present to what's happening with the audience. You get somebody in the audience that's making a comment or a face or something. You want to respond to that and connect with that person. And that's, you can't practice that part. You can't prepare for that part. It's just about being fully present in the moment and then reacting, responding. And so improv is something I've studied and played with, and it's a great part of bringing that into speaking.
It is. Oh my gosh. And improv, has a connotation of comedy in it, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about improv, and
without trying to be funny.
I have a really good friend, Tom Antion. He's an international speaker. I mean, thousands of times on stage, but he started before he became a speaker and an internet marketing multimillionaire. He was before that a comedian. And he has said countless times, in fact, recently, he's been on Instagram talking about this, how that helped him so greatly to become a successful speaker. Mm. Now, does that mean everyone needs to become an improv expert? No. It's just that I'm sure Rebecca will take you through all the processes and everything you need to become flexible in the moment, to be focused and to power through it. It's fun. There is only one way to get better. And I know Rebecca is going to agree with this, and that is to do it consistently, continually. And then have somebody here. This is important, though, not just to do it in a vacuum. Have this young lady in your corner giving you feedback after the fact. That is where I got the greatest improvement in my speaking career. Is that something that you agree with as well, Rebecca?
Yeah. Well, we all need mentors. A speaker coach. I'm a speaker coach. I have my own speaker coach. And it's invaluable to have that support, to get the feedback and to work with someone that can really help you hone that craft.
Did you just say you have your own speaker coach? Are you kidding me? That is
speaker
amazing.
Coach needs a speaker coach. Yes.
That's incredible. And I love that. The best of the best, including people like Michael Jordan, the greatest athletes, the greatest business people on the planet, they all have coaches. No matter how, Michael Jordan was, by all accounts, the greatest who ever played, even while he was playing. And he still had not just one, but several coaches coaching him to help him improve even more. Once you stop improving, and this is, wow, it just came to me. In my opinion, once you stop improving, you stop living. I don't think you can ever reach that very top. There's no glass ceiling. It just keeps going up. It's open.
Sounds like a wisdom bomb, Brian.
Oh, do I have your permission to drop one of those?
I love it. It's one of your own.
Wow, that's my first ever wisdom bomb. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. I love the concept, the whole topic of speaking. And so today, for someone to get started, in addition to connecting with you, and we'll give everyone that information, how to connect with you. By the way, Rebecca has a gift for you too, so stay to the end. We're going to give away a 5-night stay at a 5-star resort and an amazing free gift from this amazing young woman. So stay on for that. So what can people do right now to get on a stage? What would be your number one go-to, even for someone just starting out? And that would be, if they're ready for that step when they're working with you, where will you take them? What stage would they go on?
Well, I would say, start with any stage that you can. I mean, when I started out, I literally spoke in my chiropractor's waiting room. So 10 people sitting there in my chiropractor's, and the whole front row was my family. It was like my husband, my sister-in-law, my other sister-in-law, and then my sister-in-law's sister-in-law. And they were all sitting there, just so excited to see me out there speaking. And it's, so start with where you're comfortable. Are you ready to jump on the big stage? Are you ready for that TED Talk? Or is it in your local community? Is it at your local networking group? So that's how I started. Chiropractor. I spoke at my local networking group. I went to Rotary clubs and spoke there. just to get that practice. Some people go to Toastmasters and get practice that way. It's the process. You could, use your Facebook group as a practice space to get comfortable going live on videos, Instagram live videos. I mean, those are all just beautiful practice spaces. And so it really depends, if you're like, most people are not ready to jump on a huge main stage. They're like, okay, I can gather, 8 people in my living room and start that way. Literally, it doesn't have to be this big thing. It can be just these baby steps that gets you more and more comfortable and confident.
Great. More. Okay. It's deserving. It just is. We have to do this. It just is. The one thing that really stuck out that I think is absolutely genius is a Facebook group, because if you're the creator of the group, you control who the members are. And so you could literally create a temporary group. I've done this, and use it for testing, and then invite friends, invite those that are involved with you alongside of Rebecca in a membership area, which Rebecca probably has this set up, I'm guessing. And then you can go in, and only the people in the group, if you make it private, can see your performance and then give you valid feedback. They can do it in real time right after you're done. Mm-hmm. And then another great resource that I personally used for years, and I haven't been to their site, I don't know where they stand today, is meetup.com. Mm-hmm. And basically it was a way, once COVID is pretty much relieved, we'll be able to do this again. So I don't even know if they're still in business, to be honest, but it relied on physical locations to meet at in your area. And so, I'd go around and talk to restaurant owners, business owners that had a facility and say, hey, I'll bring people in and I will give you a 30-second spot to promote your business and get you some free advertising. Would that be okay? I see you have a nice room in the back and a projector. I need to use that. Would that be a fair trade? And I did one a week in 4 different locations every month. And it was awesome. And that's small. Like you said, 10 people. That's where my mind was like, that's a meetup right there. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly. And I was amazed because one of my first speaking gigs, there were 10 people in my chiropractor's waiting room. I got 2 clients from that. And one of those became a $10,000 client.
Ooh.
And I was not a polished or confident speaker at all. I dared to suck.
Yep. And you showed up.
And I showed up.
You did it. So another quick anecdotal. I used to help with another speaker. I mentioned that before. I was on their crew. And so we would run microphones, anything that was asked of us. I told them I'll do anything but clean toilets. We were at a hotel. It was just for the effect. But I was in the back. So if you're at a live event, oftentimes there's all the seats, the stage in the front, and all the way in the back are the tables that are kind of in a U shape. That's where the team sits for audio, visual, selling goods, whatever. And so that's hallowed ground. Nobody but those that are involved in the show directly are allowed inside the U. And so I'm back there in the U watching our speaker and being on point, ready for anything that needs to be done. And this stranger walks in and jumps into the U. And he's dressed well, but I'm like, who the heck is this guy in my mind? Like, what do you think you're doing in here? You don't belong here. And now I'm looking at my crew team over and seeing how they're reacting. And no one's like freaking out. And I'm like, okay, I'll let it go for now, but I'm just kind of I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. Why are you back here? And no more than 5 minutes later, Rebecca, one of the other crew members came over and began putting a microphone on his lapel, miking him up. And in an instant, my perception of that person went from you don't belong here to, oh my God, you're a speaker. And now he's way up on a pedestal in an instant.
Yes.
And so what I love about, for anyone that steps up, this is exactly what happened to Rebecca. She just told the story. She got 2 clients. One became a high-end client because of their perception. She brought authority to her being. It's more powerful than writing a book. And writing a book is another good thing to do too. But once you find out someone's a speaker, your whole
put those 2 together.
Yeah. I never said a word to the guy. And I went from the bottom of the barrel to the top of the mountain thinking about it. I was like, oh, okay, you're good.
Yeah.
So
That's a
it's
great story.
powerful just being a speaker. And I shouldn't say just. It takes some work. It takes dedication. It takes effort. It literally, please don't do this by yourself and think you can just become a great speaker on your own. You can, if you want to take 10 years to do it versus probably have several months with Rebecca, maybe sooner. Do it with somebody that knows what they're doing and can coach you and get you to the promised land way quicker than if you were to do it on your own. That's my advice. What would you say to that, Rebecca?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, we all need the support. And like I was saying earlier, I have my own coach that helping me step up and say yes to those bigger stages and refine my message. And it's just, we just work better as a human species when we have support. And I think as entrepreneurs, we're so much happier when we surround ourselves with great support.
Isn't it? It's so true that we often see one person that is like uber successful, and in our mind, we never think about the fact that they probably had many coaches over the course of their lives. It probably took them 10 years to become instantly famous, right?
Exactly.
And they've had help. You must get help. Jason Anderson, I love it. Dare to suck, LOL, love it. Yes. Jason was a guest on this show as well, an amazing, amazing entrepreneur as well. So thanks for coming on, Jason. Love it. Yeah, everything. So speaking is so near. I love it so much. I worked with a mentor. I taught his students. I was his lead trainer for 2 years or so. I branched out on my own. I did 3 of my own events, and then I hit the reset button and needed to build my platform. And in the interim, I got that itch. I wanted to get back out there. And so this is the result of that itch, the Mind Body Business Show.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. And now I'm able to do this. And then when COVID hit, I was already ready. It was awesome. And then I can't wait to get back out there though. So what would you say, Rebecca, the difference between as a speaker, speaking to a live audience on a stage where they're right there, or speaking in a virtual space where you can't see them like we're doing right now? What is the difference, and what has your experience been with each?
Well, other than when I'm speaking here, I'm wearing flip-flops, and when I'm out on the big stage, I'm wearing high heels. So there's a big difference in the comfortableness of my feet.
And your height.
And my height. Yes. So, they're both great. The whole COVID thing has absolutely, I've embraced even more. I was already coaching and teaching online, and now even more. And I can't wait to get back out live too. So it's a both and now. I mean, the virtual speaking is not going to go away. I now have the ability to have women and men from all over the country attend my workshop. So I love that, because before I was just doing live workshops in San Diego, but now I have these virtual workshops. And so the combination is where it's at, I believe.
Yes. Oh, I can't resist. The combination is where it's at. That's absolutely right. Yes. Oh yeah. Bomb of wisdom there. It is, because very, very soon we will have that ability. And in many parts of the country, they already are doing that, meeting and congregating with speaking events. In fact, I went to one in Florida. When was that? January or so of this year. I think maybe it was December. And we had to have limited capacity, but it was nice to just be at an event. I wasn't speaking at this one. I was there to support. It was a whole different thing, but it was awesome just to feel it and be involved in it once again. I can't wait for it to come back. And I totally agree. I think the combination, you can use this venue like we're on right now to basically act as a marketing funnel, if you will, to get people to your live physical event, as one example, just an example. And that could be like in the form of an ad spot, like you saw we did in the very, very beginning of the show. You could advertise your own stuff. It's your show. You get to do what you want. That's the beautiful thing. I can't wait for that time where we can do both. Literally. Oh my gosh, I just looked at the time. Are you kidding me? We only have 5 minutes left. Good thing that this doesn't just auto destruct in 5 minutes. We can go a little over if we have to. My gosh, there are so many things. I would like to ask one more, if you don't mind going over maybe 5 minutes or so, Rebecca, would that be okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. Of course.
And I hope, I want to give, respect to everyone watching as well that are watching live. Thank you for hanging on. Yes, the prize will be given out if you can hang on just a little longer. This is a very important question because one of the keys, one of the lifeblood of any business comes by the way of this term called marketing. There are marketing. If everyone had mastered the skill set of marketing, no one would ever have an issue in making money, ever. It is the one most important ingredient in developing, building, and growing a business if you were to pick a skill set out of them, in my humble opinion. And for you, Rebecca, if you were to look at today, you don't have to go back over the whole course of the years that you've been doing this, but right now, currently, for everyone out there watching and listening, to help them out, what would you say is the best form of marketing that's working for you right now?
Well, this is so easy. It has to be speaking. Of course, speaking from the heart, speaking from your soul, and blending strategy and soul to connect with your audience is really the best form of marketing. It's because you can create that intimate connection, even if you have an audience of hundreds or thousands. You can create that intimate one-on-one connection as you look out into the audience or look into the eye of the camera as you're speaking. And it can appear as if you're speaking just to that one person that's watching you. So that's the opportunity to nurture that relationship through speaking.
Absolutely love it. And I want to bring up your website really quick. Give you a moment to let people know how they can connect with you. We're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen, but do write this down. And you saw the website earlier. I'll bring that back up as well. And here's the website on the lower left. It's RebeccaMassoud.com. And that's RebeccaMassoud.com. That's for our Audible or podcast listening friends. And this is the website you will see if you're watching this live or recorded video. You can see this up on the screen. And what would be the best way for people to connect with you? Is it through this website, Rebecca, or other means?
Definitely. They can connect with me at RebeccaMassoud.com. They can go to the contact up at the top right there, and also on Facebook and Instagram.
Fantastic. I'm getting some comments loaded here to put in. And also, let's do this now. So let's not make people wait the entire extra 5 minutes just yet. If that's okay with you, Rebecca, you had mentioned before we went on the show that you had maybe a little free gift for the people that came to watch you tonight.
Yes, I do. It's my ultimate guide of places where you can be speaking now. And so you can go to RebeccaMassoud.com/free-gift, and it's a get started speaking. 49 places where you can start speaking locally and online. The 5 steps that you need to get started with speaking. I provide some phone scripts and email scripts to help you start inquiring about speaking opportunities. If you're like, I don't know what to say when I reach out to an organizer. Well, I give you all the things that you need to say and what you want to say, as well as what you want to have ready when doing your speaking outreach.
Oh my goodness. There was so much in that just by itself. You know what that warrants? Yes. Another bomb dropping. That was phenomenal. So you want to go to RebeccaMassoud.com/free-gift. Now this is important. So you see on the screen that those of you that see that, notice there are mixed case in the lettering. There's R is capitalized and M is capitalized. Anything in a URL, a website, that is that part and the .com, anything before the .com, it doesn't matter if you have all caps, all lower, mixed case, it doesn't matter. The important part is after the /, that matters. So free-gift, 100% all lowercase. So RebeccaMassoud.com/free-gift. So be sure, I already dropped that in the comments. So hopefully all of you can see that and just click on it. I would highly recommend that you all get this. It doesn't matter if you're already a polished speaker. I've learned some things from Rebecca. I've spoken a number of times on different stages. I've shared the stage with numerous incredible people. I'm not going to go name dropping here. And I've learned quite a bit just by hosting this show. And I know that you will be able to too. And now if you're just starting, my goodness, you've got the right person. She's right here. It's like the Brady Bunch starting open, isn't it? And it's only certain people will get that one too, like the Johnny Carson. But yeah, there you go. Definitely reach out to Rebecca. So go to that site, grab the gift. It is called a gift for a reason. I mean, did you hear everything she said? I mean, 4 things to have ready. My gosh, preparation is key. Oh my gosh. That's one of those things that will keep you from being freaking out if you're not 100% prepared. Things like, what if you're on a PowerPoint and you have that shining up on the screen and the light bulb burns out in the hotel you're doing your speech from? What then? How do you prepare for stuff like that? I'm sure she's got all this covered. So be sure to head on over RebeccaMassoud.com/free-gift. And now we're almost there. I know many of you are hanging in for that big prize. I'll leave that gift site up for a little bit longer. Rebecca, I love to ask this one final question of every one of my guest experts that have been on the show. And it's interesting because I didn't plan it this way. I just asked it once and thought, wow, that was an interesting answer. I didn't expect that. And then I've asked it time and time and time again now, every show. And the answers are just so incredibly intriguing to me and powerful, thought-provoking, you name it. They run the gamut. And when the question is asked, some will get it right away, guest experts like yourself. Some will take some time and ponder. And it's just interesting, the variety of reactions to this question. But before we ask that final question, we have to do this. Well, I'm going to say we get to do this. And that is show people how they can win that 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort. Compliments of thebiginsidersecrets.com. So in the beginning, I said, keep your attention to Rebecca during the show, if you remember that. And so now I think Rebecca would agree with me. We're going to give you permission to take it away for just a moment and pull out your phone, your smartphone, cell phone, and then pull up your messaging app, the text messaging app. Why? Because I'm going to show you right now. Because to enter to win, all you need to do is where you would type in the name of the person you're about to send a text message to, instead of typing in a name, put in this number. And that number is 314-665-1767. Guest experts are allowed to enter. 314-665, that was for Rebecca, 1767. And in the message area, where you would actually type in emojis or anything like that, your actual message, instead of emojis, no emojis, just 2 words separated by a dash or a hyphen if you prefer. And those 2 words are peak, that's PEAK, dash vacation, all together, no spaces. So again, real quick, write this down because I'm taking this screen down real quick. 314-665-1767, that's the number. And then the message is peak dash vacation. And then keep your phone handy because you will get an automated response. I am big into automation, and our system will respond to you requesting your email address. When you provide that, you are automatically then entered into the drawing. So I just want to get that out there and let you know how and what to expect. And we're going to bring on the one and only Rebecca back to the screen. So we built it up a little bit, Rebecca. That's final question. Probably wondering, what the heck is it now? The good news is that there's no such thing as a wrong answer to this question. It doesn't exist. You cannot get the answer wrong. That's what I'm telling you. The really cool thing is just the opposite is the case. The only correct answer is yours. It's personal, not in a deep personal digging into your personal life kind of thing. It's just a personal question because everyone seems to react differently. Is that cool? So you just
I'm
relax
loving it.
and know that. So whatever it is going to be the perfect answer for you, whether it takes you 10 seconds, a minute to come up with the answer, whether it's instant, it doesn't matter because it's your answer and it's about you. It doesn't matter. And I'm not on the clock. We're not on the clock. So however long it takes. All right. With all that buildup, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Rebecca Massoud, how do you define success?
Well, I define success as doing what you love. Absolutely. You're doing absolutely what you love, the way you want to do it. You're giving your gifts. You're sharing your expertise. You're receiving abundantly for your gifts and having a great time. And so, for me, life is about joy and fun and pleasure and receiving abundantly. And success is that it's all bundled in that. And giving of yourself, giving freely, just feeling the sense of freedom and joy and just no limits to what you can create, being that creator, master creator in your life, and painting the canvas any way that you desire is what success is to me.
That warrants one final bombing run. Yes. Oh, perfect timing with that. You are good at this. It's fantastic. Wow. Rebecca Massoud, thank you so very much for everything. You've been phenomenal. You provided incredible value. I know this. I'm not kidding. I learned a number of things from you that I had not utilized or known about before in my speaking career. So thank you for me to you for providing such valuable information. I can only imagine what others that have not yet been on stage or are just starting, the nuggets of wisdom that they got from you and the impact. Here's the thing for all of you that were taking those notes. I know you were. Look, I got a full page. It's like full. I have no more room. Here's the most important thing you can do with those notes is, and Rebecca, I'm sure will back me on this, is put them into action. And one great way to do that is simply to reach out to Rebecca at rebeccamassoud.com and go to that website, click on the contact link on her website, and just have a conversation. You can tell she's very nice. She's not going to bite, not very hard anyway. No, she won't bite. And very personable, very approachable. And look, you can just tell by her, she wants to help. And she has the experience to do so. And so I implore of you, if there's any part of you saying, I think it's a good idea, I should start speaking publicly. Even if there's all these other voices saying, yeah, but you're too old, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too skinny, whatever. Throw those voices out, because Rebecca will help masterfully mold the beautiful clay that you are into a phenomenal speaker. So, man, God, where did I come up with all this stuff, Rebecca? I'm going to get that and write some ad copy with it. But in all seriousness, reach out to her. There's the website. You see it right there. Let's see. Thank you, Pamela J. She says, great interview, Brian and Rebecca. Lots of great value. Yes. So agree. Thank you for everyone coming on. Thank you, Rebecca, for coming on and spending your valuable time with not just myself, but with everybody who's been watching and listening and interacting. Thank you all for that. Before we call it a night, one last thing, Rebecca, if you wouldn't mind, if there is somebody that has never spoken, either in public or from stage, either one, and they came to you with, Rebecca, what do you think? what is one piece of advice that you would give them to get them started immediately?
Well, honestly, I would say, come to my workshop, and that's just a great starting ground for starting to put together a talk that you could see delivering to your ideal audience. And it's a great, safe, supportive space where I walk you step by step, and you're surrounded by other amazing entrepreneurs, and that are also in that, some are, nervous or never have spoken before. And so there's going to be people there just like you that, are just getting started. And I also say, have a lot of compassion for yourself. The entrepreneurial journey is tough. It's not for the faint of heart. And so as you, first of all, just, congratulations for saying yes to being an entrepreneur, because that takes such courage. And so driving off of that courage, like sailing off of that courage to the next step, which is getting you on a stage where, again, it can be just so simple. 8 people in your living room, 10 people at your local networking group, restaurant, back room of the restaurant. And then just giving yourself a lot of compassion and love as you keep stepping out and taking those leaps.
So I can tell you right now, everyone, the answer was the first thing she said, because everything she said after that will support that. And that is to attend her workshop. And do you have those online right now, virtual,
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes, I do.
So it can't get any easier. Go to our website. Is it on your website directly?
Yes.
Success Stories Work With Me. Is it under Work With Me?
Under Work With Me. Yeah.
Okay. So go to our website. There's a Work With Me navigation menu at the very top left, the farthest most left. And if you can't find it, just reach out to her. I mean, again, look at her. She's an amazing woman who has your best interest in heart. So connect with Rebecca. Rebecca, one final time, thank you so very much for coming on this show. And just,
thank you,
I love this
Brian.
topic of speaking. We went over 10 minutes, more than 10, and I'm okay with that. Thanks again. Appreciate you. And for everyone that came on live and interacted, appreciate you. And all of you that weren't able to make it live and you're listening on the podcast, remember to head to the mindbodybusinessshow.com, and you can actually register to just get reminders of when we go live. And you could watch and interact with us live right here on this show each and every week. Can't wait for the next episode, which is coming up very soon. That's it. It's a wrap. On behalf of the amazing Rebecca Massoud, this is your host, Brian Kelly of the Mind Body Business Show, saying, hey, so long, everybody. Have a great evening. Be blessed. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.